I quit drinking. In this video, I'm gonna break down why I quit drinking, what led to my decision, and ultimately my journey to realizing I've had some attachments and addictions that I wasn't conscious of before. So the first thing you need to know about my story before we get to quitting alcohol is that 19 months ago, I quit smoking weed. Yeah, that was a big one for me personally. Like, I smoked weed every day since I was 14, and I finally quit when I was 29 after 15 years of daily pot usage. And for me, that was like, I knew I had a problem for a long time, like many years. I knew I had this attachment to weed. I knew I was addicted to it. I just kind of let myself have it. And yeah, 29 was finally the breaking point when I was like, okay, I really want to stop. And I'd taken breaks before, but nothing ever stuck. So this time I challenged myself to go 1 year without weed. And you can read more about this in my LinkedIn article, what I learned 1 year without weed. But ultimately, I said, once I get to that 1 year mark, I can reassess. And if I'm really like, dude, this sucks, I like weed, I'm not gonna make myself wrong about it, fine, you can smoke again. But at least give it 1 full year of your life, Shay, to see what it's like living without cannabis, because you've never done that. So I get to my year mark, February 2023, and I liked it. And I kept going. And I've really enjoyed learning this new version of myself without cannabis. So that's been amazing, and I've just totally let go of the habit. I have friends who smoke, people smoke around me. It doesn't bother me at all anymore. I'm literally not even tempted, and I'm just so grateful that I don't have that attachment anymore, because it really did have a heavy hold over me. So the biggest benefits that I've noticed since quitting weed is I'm more in touch with my emotions. I'm able to move through my shame, my feelings of insecurity, and anything else difficult that I'm going through more quickly and more authentically. I also just feel more mature. I think one of the things that was really holding me back as a businesswoman and in life was this imposter syndrome, which, yeah, we all have that unnecessarily a little bit no matter what. But no, I think part of my imposter syndrome was actually justified, that like I had this dirty little secret that I was a pothead, and it just didn't feel cute anymore. I felt shameful about it. I felt like I wasn't really an adult at the big kids table. And as soon as I let that go, I noticed my confidence as a business person and to be able to conduct myself has also gone through the roof. So that's just a little bit about my story of quitting cannabis and what I learned and the positive validation I received when I listened to my higher self and finally got honest and was like, yes, I know we need to quit. But here's the thing. It took many times of God, my higher self, whatever you want to call it, calling on me and in my intuition knowing I should quit weed before I really did it. And every time it got harder, and looking back, it's like, could I have quit a few years, maybe even many years earlier? Yeah, I could have. And that's something I get to live with. It's all good. I have no regrets. But alcohol. So here's the thing with alcohol. I never really thought I had any issues with alcohol. I didn't really feel a strong attachment to alcohol. I don't drink every day. I've even gone out many times without drinking. But this is interesting. Since quitting weed, it's opened up space in my brain to be able to see things very objectively and very clearly. And before I left for Europe a few months ago, I actually had the thought, hey, maybe you shouldn't drink alcohol anymore, and you should really treat this European trip just like a work trip, and don't even try to party, don't even try to vacation, just completely let alcohol go. And I was like, maybe that's one possibility, but I did it. And I drank all throughout my time in Europe. I came back to Miami. I've felt a little out of alignment since, but I still didn't really get a clear download that I need to quit and that it's not for me until a few weekends ago. I went out with my girlfriend, I had some tequila, no big deal, but I just got the clearest message. This isn't for you anymore. And I won't lie, it scared me. I was like, what? Like, why not? What's the big deal? I don't drink all the time. I know how to control myself. I don't drink every weekend even. And I just knew it was that same higher self that came through years ago and told me to quit weed and said, I know it's hard to accept, Shay. I know you don't want to do it, but trust us. Everything that you're looking for and a more fruitful life is on the other side of quitting cannabis. So I finally trusted, took the leap. And now, because I've had that experience, it's a lot easier for me to see this voice in my head that's telling me, you need to be done with alcohol, and be like, registered, got it. I don't really feel like I want to be done. There's like this child part of me that wants to hang on to it, that feels like I still need it or I still deserve it in some cases. But I'm able to just power through that knowing God has bigger plans for me. And I really do want to learn and experience more deeper levels of myself that I think even with the little bit of alcohol usage I have, I can't fully do and I can't fully receive. So as soon as I switched my mindset and started to accept like, okay, I'm never gonna drink alcohol again ever, I realized I do have an attachment to alcohol. I realized all the places, friends, events, destinations, and things that go on in my brain that I do associate to alcohol that I'm looking forward to. Oh, I can't wait to go to that restaurant. I really like that wine. Oh, I can't wait to, have a drink. Ooh, I had one drink. I feel good. Maybe I should have another drink. And it's so funny, right? Because even though I'm not an alcoholic by definition, this still takes up space in my brain. And it's taking up space in my brain that my higher self is saying is no longer in alignment with where I want to go. So I mourned and grieved, and I'm honestly still grieving my relationship with alcohol. I feel like, oh my gosh, I never thought I was gonna have to quit. I never wanted to quit, never saw a need to quit. And now I'm just going back in my life and thinking about who I've been, what I've done with alcohol, and ultimately letting it go, ultimately just mourning it goodbye and trusting that if I stay on the path of sobriety, just like with weed, I'm gonna find out and discover so much about myself that I'm gonna be so grateful looking back, like, yeah, that's not even a thing, alcohol anymore. It's no big deal, and I'm glad I quit. And the other thing, like I mentioned, with it taking up space in your brain, I actually have a friend who's never had a drop of alcohol in his life, and this was years ago when I met him. I was like amazed, like, what do you mean you've never had alcohol? And he said something to me so profound that keeps coming through now. He said, yeah, Shay, because I never have to think about making that decision ever. I don't ever have to think, am I gonna drink tonight? Am I gonna have wine at the party? Am I gonna, no, it's just a no. And you just go into your life with those bumpers, and things get a lot easier because it creates more space in your brain for other decision making, other problem solving. And of course, at the end of the day, alcohol is like poison, and it impairs us from our ability to connect to our higher self and to God. So I'm not gonna say it's totally easy, but I'm also grateful. Like, I had no major catastrophes. It's not like I got a DUI or anything to get here. I just simply heard God call on me and say, this is no longer for you. And because of my experience with weed, I trust that voice now, and I'm gonna listen the first time when he tells me to quit. So yeah, that's my journey so far. I hope this video supported you, whether you're a drinker, non-drinker, no judgment. Either way, we are all on our own journey. It's just for me now, for whatever reason, at age 30, God said, it's time to be done. And I'm looking forward to being done. And I'm looking forward to relearning how to do things that I thought I needed alcohol to do to have fun, and learning more about myself in the process. Thanks everyone for the support. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I post. And if you'd like, you can comment below with suggestions on what topics you'd like me to cover next. Thanks.